Okay, so I'm about to show you a clip from the 10th episode of Snap De La Nature.
I have a confession. I love trees. No, I'm just kidding. I feel it's like deep within our genetic code to have a strong connection with them, and I've often fantasized, I get excited like when I see Lord of the Rings and see those elves traveling and living in the trees. I think that's so. Anyways, that's beside the point. About these trees, it turns out that up until only about 250 million years ago, trees only liked to kick it by the beach and hadn't evolved a proper means of protecting themselves against really cold weather yet. Well, eventually some of these trees realized they should sacrifice their leaves and absorb all of the life force and nutrients to store for the winter. As more time passed, they figured out more efficient ways to get as much nutrients out of each leaf. They learned that the chlorophyll within the trees was energizing oxygen and destroying the nutrients before it could absorb them. So, the trees put their best scientists to work and decided to break down the chlorophyll and slow down its destruction as it absorbed the nutrients. Well, as you know, the chlorophyll is what gives the leaves their green color, and after the trees break it down, it's left with compounds that have orange and yellow pigments. And you might be asking, Andrew, what about the red and purple colors, bro? And I'd say anthocyanins. The trees eventually invented better ways to absorb as much nutrients as they could before releasing the leaves. They started producing chemicals with red and purple pigments to shade the chlorophyll from the sun and prevent it from energizing those dang old oxygen boys. Some say the red in the leaves is the blood of the leaves that sacrificed their lives so that the entire entity of the tree could live. That is the story of the colors of autumn.
That was intense. I really enjoyed writing that. That was super fun. And like I said, if you want to see the full episode, go look it up, The Ancient Mountains of Arkansas. This is just a section of it. This is just a clip of it. And there's two other topics in a storyline, kind of. This is when I first started doing the storyline, so it was a little different. And I was really surprised. And like the episode before this, I learned that I could take something out of my head and make it happen like to a T. And then I was like, with this episode, I really solidified that. So this, yeah, I'm really excited about it. And by the time of me recording this right now, I've already made the episode 11 after that one. And I'm behind on making these things. I mean, there's so much stuff going on with this show. I really hope you guys are enjoying it. Snap De La Nature. If you're new here, go subscribe and like it. It's freaking awesome. So, if you ever thought about the color of autumn, or learned about it, like is there anything I didn't mention that you would like to bring up? Well, if there is, put it in the freaking comments. The doobly-doo. You know how I do, dude. And we can talk about it. I thought it was really interesting. I think there's one thing that I didn't talk about, which is how the leaves are pushed off. They like secrete some kind of chemical that slowly pushes it off as it falls off. It's very interesting. And you all should know about how the colors of the leaves are formed. I mean, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe it's not a big deal, as long as it just happens, right? You don't need to know how my camera is recording. You just need to know that it's recording, because, I don't even know where I'm going with that analogy. Anyways, stay tuned for more episodes. Like and subscribe, because it's going to be a fun ride constantly, every day, all day. If there's any advice or anything that you guys would like to hear about or have or give to me, then we can talk about that too. That's what this whole community is for. And yeah,